part of my journey in figuring out what great charters were, I went out and reviewed Pacific Fins, and I was fortunate enough to get invited to the Guatemalan Invitational in Guatemala. And you and I got put on a tournament team together with George Plehall and Peter Miller, and it was an experience for sure.
Oh, dude, that was a great trip. That was an awesome trip. Good morning and welcome back to another episode here in the Corner Barn. I am Chris Thompson, that bearded guy, the creative guy. Today we're doing something drastically different. We're not talking about real estate. We're talking about my other passion, fishing. I got my man Zach Miller here. He and I met several years ago at a beautiful spot in Pacific Bends, and he is tied into some really amazing organizations. He actually started them, and I just get to benefit because I'm friends with him. Zach, how you doing, buddy?
Good, Chris. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Awesome.
So give me a little background or give the people some background on, kind of you, what is Nautical Pathfinder, and we'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah, my name's Zach Miller. Live in Vail, Colorado. Been in the fire service for 14 years with Vail Fire. I am a lieutenant. Been serving my community. Trying to do what's best for my family and me, and just trying to grow from there. So Nautical Pathfinder started is I learned fishing from my dad, mostly in lakes and rivers. We had a plan to go offshore fishing, but unfortunately, before that happened, he passed. So I kind of took that legacy, went to Costa Rica, fished, fell in love with it, and I wanted to make sure that if anyone ever had a chance to go out and fish, that they were going to have a great experience. So Nautical Pathfinder is really designed for adventurers, thrill seekers, but also the experiences that you're going to get back. We go out and audit and vet charters and kind of act as a consultant for them. So when our clients come to us, they know they're going to get an experience. They know they're going to get a top charter, and they know they're not going to have a bad experience and try fishing one time and be done. Because a lot of people can only afford to go on an offshore fishing trip one time.
Not
So
cheap.
exactly. So I think what our goal is to really provide that great experience and to make sure that it's long lasting and it's a lifetime experience.
Dude, that's awesome. And I'm fortunate enough that I've been going offshore for quite a while with my dad. And just finding a good charter it's really hard because everybody and their brother on the dock is, yeah, sure, I charter. But it's finding the people that actually know how to catch the fish and also make it a pleasant experience. And I think that's what you've done with Nautical Pathfinder.
Yeah, exactly. I think, a lot of things when people try and go and search it or Google, it's flooded with systems that you pay to promote different charters. And it's not necessarily based off experience and service and safety. So a lot of those things are just a subscription fee and they're pushing that out. But if you're really looking for a great charter, unless you know someone in the business, it's really hard to find.
Very, very true. Very true. Um, so how did we meet and how do we kind of end up here? We'll start with how did we meet?
Yeah, so no, it was great. I part of my journey in figuring out what great charters were, I went out and reviewed Pacific Fins, and I was fortunate enough to get invited to the Guatemalan Invitational in Guatemala. And you and I got put on a tournament team together with George Plehall and Peter Miller, and it was an experience for sure.
Oh, dude, that was a great trip. That was that was an awesome trip. Not only getting to make new friends, catch a ton of fish. I think an average day there, you raise at least 30. Obviously, it's on us as the anglers to hook them, but when you got a guy like Peter Miller sitting in your corner and be like, "Hey, you're doing this wrong," and he's a phenomenal coach. I learned a ton from him. Um, but it's that draw that fishing just keeps bringing me back. And I can hit five in a row where I do everything perfect, and then the next 10 I just flub something where it's like, how do I fix this? Pacific Fins in Guatemala is probably one of my favorite places on earth. Isn't it the sailfish capital of the world?
Yes, correct. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, and I grew up a meat hunter. My dad was tuna, wahoo, dolphin, and we still catch all that stuff there, but they're really known for their sailfish and marlin, blue and striped. So it's an experience and it's a draw every single time. The resort there is top notch. I feel like a king every time I go there, and I've been fortunate enough to go now, what, I think 5 years in a row now. So every time I show back up, it's like family, and then hugging everybody around. And then the December trip is probably my favorite trip. I mean, I have friends from here in Maryland that I really only see down there, which is it's either comical or sad. I'm not sure which, but it's great to be able to see a lot of people.
Exactly.
Um,
When you can go to a resort and they know your name every time you come, they know your order, they know what you want before you ask. That is something very few places can offer. And this is once a year, twice a year. The people at Pacific Fins really make it what it is. The service they provide is beyond world class, in my opinion. And the above and beyond is just words can't explain what they do for you and how they make you feel as a client. And you don't feel like a client, like you said, you feel like
no,
family.
it's like family.
Exactly, and it's truly amazing.
Yeah, no, it really is. So you don't have enough going on your day-to-day life with work and your family, so you wanted to put a tournament together, and that's Bravest versus Finest. Tell me a little bit about that. Obviously, I'm wearing the shirt, so I got to participate this year. It was a lot of fun.
No, that we loved having you. No, it's basically a tournament to really give back to our cops and firefighters. One, to provide that Pacific Fins experience, that offshore deep sea fishing experience. It is a fun tournament. We are first responders, so we do get competitive, and that's going to be the natural side of it. But the big thing coming out of this is giving back to our brothers and sisters. The proceeds are going back to Revital, Colorado, for first responder mental health. And Revital Colorado is a program out here in Colorado that works on whether it's therapy, whether it's retreats for not only the first responder, but their spouses and kids as well. But it basically will take them out of that environment, those stressors of, those daily stressors, and give them something creative to do, something to do out in nature, to take their mind away from um, kind of the hardships that they see in our industry. I like to compare tough calls to a concussion, and I don't think a lot of people can really understand it, but I think this way is a good way because you get hit with that bad call. What people don't understand is sometimes we get hit with another call, and that second concussion is actually worse than the first. Or
Yeah.
in that same call, you have to go back and clean up after that call. And, so you're just getting hit continuously. You're not getting sleep. And on top of that, it's physically and mentally demanding, and it's kind of nonstop.
Dude, I have no doubt. I mean, the what you guys go through, and I probably barely know even surface level, but police and fire and overall, just I think first responders are, you know, beyond grateful is probably the best thing that I can say. And I was fortunate enough to fish with two of the guys that were sponsored from Revital.
Hmm.
Phenomenal human beings, great guys, very, very rowdy, which, stuck on a boat for, 8 to 10 hours at a time with guys. You never know necessarily what you're going to get,
Right.
but it's like I knew those guys forever. So just solid dudes. And I'm by no means am I the best fisherman, but being able to kind of help those guys who hadn't necessarily done it before or were very novice of, hey, change your technique just a little bit this way. Because I've had, dozens of mates and captains screaming that in my ear for years. So, hey, maybe I could help pass that along. And one of the guys on my boat actually won the Calcutta and Top Angler.
Yes.
Uh, so that's prideful enough for me. And he's like, he outfished me. So I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That's what we're here for. So it was pretty awesome. Tell me a little bit more about Revital. I know you kind of went over a lot of the stuff, but how did really how did you get connected with them?
Yeah, so in a couple different ways. So I reached out to a bunch of 501(c)s and just any type of organizations that dealt with first responder mental health, to see, what would fit with Nautical Pathfinder, what would fit with Bravest versus Finest. I had the opportunity to interview Jordan Long, who's the owner and founder of Revital, Colorado. And me and my board, we actually had great discussions with him, great interview, and we felt that he fit. The whole part of having these retreats, whether it's a full week long therapy retreat or whether it's a daily, hey, where you're going, let's go fly fishing on the Colorado River. Let's go horseback riding. Let's go paintballing. They have daily retreats that you sign up for on an app. And on that app, it has 24-hour help. So if you need help right away as a first responder, you go on that app, whether it's just to talk, whether it's to talk to therapy, whether you're thinking about suicide, it's 24-hour help. So what they've done with Rivado, Colorado is just beyond me. A great organization, really trying to put the first responders first and trying to take care of them as best as possible. Not only do they do like the preventative measures, but
Right.
if anything ever happens to a first responder, they reach out to the families. They help with funeral services. I mean, it's a full process. We hope it never turns that way, but the fact that they're catching everyone on the families on the back end is just truly nothing short of a miracle and amazing. So really praise them for that.
That's that's incredible. And I got to meet Jordan while I was there. A phenomenal human being and probably one of the biggest go-getters I've ever met. And just and it's not, some people with organizations it's kind of like an act.
Hmm.
He is the same person through and through and through, and just go giving, go giving, go giving. There were some of the guys that I saw there that would come up and ask him, to me seemed like a random question, and within seconds he already either had an answer or was working on getting that answer for them, and within, I think, less than an hour had whatever it is that they were looking for, or anything to that effect. So phenomenal human being, phenomenal organization, and hey, I'm glad we became friends. I got to be a part of this thing.
Absolutely, man.
All right, so Zach, we know everything there is to know, service level, of course, about Nautical Pathfinder, Bravest First Finest, Revital. How do people get involved, either as a first responder that want to come on a trip, or somebody that wants to, contribute to Revital? Really, just how do people get involved?
Yeah, so we're obviously always taking sponsorships for whether it's you want to sponsor Revital itself or sponsor the tournament. You can reach out to myself at nauticalpathfinder@gmail.com or reach me on my cell at 928-951-0669, or you can reach out to Revital Colorado on their website as well. Currently, we're super blessed. We have 40 for next year for our tournament, so we've doubled our numbers from last year. And yeah, we do have a wait list, so if anyone drops, we will have some spots open up potentially, but we could actually open it up to more. So we're just trying to navigate things and get some more sponsorships and make sure our first responders are taken care of, and we don't lose out from kind of the experience we're trying to provide.
Dude, that is incredible. You've already doubled it
Yeah,
in the second year. Dude, that's incredible. I paid my deposit today, so
I saw
I'll be back.
that.
Yeah. So yeah, I make sure my spot does not get given away because, dude, I love that trip.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've only done it once with you guys, but um, and how I got to go on this trip, a couple of guys dropped out at the last minute. Zach hit me up and was like, "Hey, we got some openings. Do you want to come fishing?" Absolutely. So extremely fortunate for that. So when is the tournament next year?
So the tournament's going to be, good question. I believe it's going to be the 10th through the 14th. Let me get you.
What month?
It's going to be in April of next year.
Okay, so April, what, 10 to 14? Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
let me pull it up. I've been swamped. 12th through the 16th.
12th through the
Okay.
16th. All right, sounds good. So if you are interested in anything that we discussed today, fishing, donating, just overall getting involved, I will drop links for everything down in the description. And thank you for tuning in, Zach. I really appreciate you jumping on here talking to us today, telling about all your amazing organizations that you're part of, and I'm really looking forward to December.
Absolutely, brother. Can't wait.
Cool. Thanks, brother. See you.
Thanks.